He lifts wild cheetahs like they are house cats. This is the most badass photographer in history. Of course, being followed by the African's second brother is also part of his routine. Not only that, he dares to scratch even the angry rhinos. Thus, netizens jokingly call. Otherwise, what are these lions afraid of? Filming the extremely alert cheetahs. To get close to the cheetah collie. Trying to integrate into collie's life. His trick was to constantly appear in collie's line of sight, letting collie get used to Akin's presence and be non-threatening until Akin was by her side. Cheetahs can reach speeds of over 100 kilometers per hour in the public black spot. Soon after, Collie gave birth to 5 cubs. Akin was as excited as a father. He wanted to take close-ups of these adorable little cheetahs. However, Akin was hesitant. So he directly walked towards Collie's family. Wild cheetahs will go to great lengths. But surprisingly, Collie had no extreme reaction. Perhaps she had long been used to this stalker. He lay leisurely on the ground. The little cheetahs curiously approached. Even so, just lying there quietly watching, the little ones became unusually bold. Little Gongbao Suluo. This gentle little fellow realized Akin was interacting with him. Really want to lick your fingers like your cat, right? Toes taste better. Akin thought everything was so magical. It's beyond expectation. Brilliantly, in the next 18 months, witnessing the growth of these little cheetahs, Akin could only silently hope. Regarding how to integrate into Collie's life. First, avoid eye contact. Also, occasionally pick up grass to reject them. Don't make a sudden movement. You will get a good photograph. Have been effective. Cheetahs have become used to Akin. With this opportunity, he could take. The curious little ones approached the king continuously. They were finally safe enough to play with their strange neighbor. You can see their funny actions. The little ones enjoyed rolling on the ground or chasing the swaying grass. They would run to Akin's side. Life for them was so joyful, was always facing dangers. Akin suddenly saw a group of hyenas. Immediately, he realized. With instinct, Collie hurriedly called the cubs to escape. He needed to capture this moment. He didn't want to ruin their escape. Watching from a distance, as expected, the hyenas. Akin nervously held his breath. He wanted to record this heartbreaking moment. In the blink of an eye, Collie's running figure appeared. In Akin's lens, Collie was rushing to protect her cubs. How fierce she was! At the same time, the hyenas. This scene was extremely tense. His heart raced. Suddenly, the sound of a loud bang. At that moment, a hunter's bullet hit one of the hyenas. It fell to the ground. The rest of the hyenas immediately fled. As the threat dissipated, Akin heaved a sigh of relief. He didn't know what had just happened. Later, Akin learned they are living too precariously. He truly understood the true face of nature. But nature never cares about you at all. No one can dominate this world. Life is precious, but it's also fragile. Every species is struggling, including Akin, who is trying to record them. In the following months, Akin still photographed these little cheetahs. But the reality is always cruel. Akin felt helpless. One day, a storm hit the area. All the food sources. The cheetah family began to go hungry. After searching for food for them, Akin found an antelope. He hurriedly brought it back. But the cheetah family was suspicious. Kali cautiously approached. With a gentle attitude, Akin tried to get closer. Kali was observing her cubs carefully. They were curious about Akin. But in the end, Kali would not let her children come close. Akin felt frustrated, but he couldn't find a way to make them trust him. Suddenly, he had an idea. Akin put his camera down and lay on the ground. He pretended to take a nap. He thought this would show. To his surprise, the cubs, they sniffed Akin's body and then gently licked his arm. Wow, what a touching moment! But suddenly, he heard a loud roar. Kali was calling for them. The cubs immediately ran back. He had one last chance and tried to show it to Kali. To his surprise, Kali approached him with a cautious attitude. She sniffed the antelope. Finally, she let her children. What a sweet reunion! Kali and the cubs began to eat. Akin watched with joy. Finally, he felt useful. Akin was willing to help them. But it was not easy. The cheetah family was still cautious. He continued to observe them and record their lives. Akin returned the next day. With more food, he repeated this process. Gradually, the cheetah family, they accepted his help. Kali and the cubs became more playful. They rolled around in the grass. Akin spent more time with them. So many beautiful moments. The cheetah family gradually became like friends to Akin. Of these wild animals was fulfilled. The bond between Akin and the cheetahs grew stronger. Although dangers always existed, Akin always kept his camera close. Their beautiful moments. Their lives were filled with laughter. But ultimately, Akin realized the importance of coexistence between humans and nature. We are all part of this circle of life, and every living being deserves. As Akin continued to take photos, he wanted to share their stories about the lives of cheetahs. In a world where Akin hoped to inspire kindness, everyone can contribute to protecting this beautiful planet. He understood that every action counts, and he would do his best to make a difference. With each click of the camera, struggles, and love, he felt like a part of this world. His heart was filled with gratitude, and he knew he would continue. This journey was just the beginning. With Akin's love and dedication, a future where all species could thrive together. And in every photo Akin took, there was a story, a message of hope to protect nature and the beautiful lives that share this planet with us. Akin's journey would inspire many. People began to learn about cheetahs. They understood the need to protect them. Akin shared his photos in exhibitions and online. His work reached people all over the world. Conservation organizations began to take notice. His story touched hearts, and many joined his mission. Funds were raised for cheetah conservation to protect their habitats. Akin felt fulfilled. He knew he was making a difference. With each passing day, the bond between humans and nature grew stronger. Akin continued to take photos. He would never stop advocating for those who couldn't speak. And in every click of his camera, he told a story of hope, love, and the will to survive. As long as he had his camera, Akin would keep fighting for the animals and their home. Because in the heart of the wild, there was a spirit that needed protection. And Akin was ready to be their voice. They seemed at a loss because their prey all had strong kicks and sharp feet to bring down their prey. Meanwhile, their mother, Kali, quietly watched. The sisters both felt. So there were often cases of prey pretending to be dead. This was quite painful for the prey, because the next day, he was very worried about the safety of the 3 cheetahs. Even being this close, he couldn't find the signal. Other things can wait. He needs to put a collar on Rui. To put a collar on a wild cheetah without anesthesia. Apparently not. He was very cooperative. Soon after, this action also indicated For the two cubs to leave their mother were not far off. Kali felt speechless. The two sisters must quickly improve their hunting skills from their size. It was time to live independently until they entered the reproductive stage before separating. She continuously called her children to come eat. Akin and Kali were also worried. After searching privately, Akin was chasing behind. The two sisters did not disappoint. Akin was very excited, human to witness the growth of wild cheetahs up close. Indeed, a few days later, no matter how the sisters called, so they ran around all, but they still could not find their mother. In the past few days, perhaps they were also afraid of losing Akin. Rui was clingy, rubbing against Akin, as if requesting Akin's help to find their mother. At that moment, Akin could only choose not to respond.